नमस्कार। हमारे सभी दर्शकों का स्वागत करते हैं हम हमारे आज के 24वें एपिसोड में। इस कार्यक्रम में आपका विश्वास हमारा प्रयास। आपसे हम क्षमा मांगेंगे कि प्रोग्राम के शुरू होने पर कुछ तकनीकी खराबी के कारण हमें कुछ समय के लिए विराम लेना पड़ा और अब हमें फिर से शुरू कर रहे हैं हम, जब तकनीकी खराबी हमने कंट्रोल कर ली है। तो मैं ये बताना चाहूँगी कि हमें ये प्रोग्राम शुरू करे हुए 1 साल पूरा हो चुका है। पिछले साल 12 सितंबर को हमने ये प्रोग्राम शुरू किया था और आज इसका 24वां एपिसोड लेकर हम आपके सामने प्रस्तुत हैं। तो इस 1 साल में हमने इग्नू के बहुत सारे स्कूल्स ऑफ स्टडीज़, काफ़ी सारे उनके एकेडमिक प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में जानकारी आप तक पहुंचाई है। हम स्कूल से एक्सपर्ट्स लेके आए हैं जिन्होंने हर एक प्रोग्राम के बारे में डिटेल्स शेयर करी हैं, ताकि कोई भी दर्शक इन प्रोग्राम्स के साथ जुड़ना चाहे, अपनी शिक्षा को आगे बढ़ाना चाहे, उनको अवसर मिल सके, उनको मोटिवेशन मिल सके। और हम यही करते रहना चाहते हैं ताकि हम किसी ना किसी तरीके से आप तक जानकारी पहुंचाते रहे। क्या पता कौन सा प्रोग्राम ऐसा हो जो आपके लक्ष्य के साथ में आपको जोड़ने के लिए सक्षम हो। तो इसी कड़ी में हम आज स्कूल ऑफ एक्सटेंशन एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ के साथ आपके सामने प्रस्तुत हैं। मैं अभी कुछ ही पलों में तारुफ करवाऊंगी हमारे एक्सपर्ट पैनल का, पर उससे पहले मैं ये बताना चाहूँगी कि हमारा जो प्रोग्राम है अभी ज्ञान दर्शन चैनल पे आप लाइव देख रहे हैं, साथ ही साथ फेसबुक पे और यूट्यूब पे भी लाइव प्रसारित होता है। और आपके जो स्क्रीन है, स्क्रीन पे नंबर्स स्क्रॉल हो रहे होंगे। आप अगर प्रोग्राम के दौरान दी जा रही जानकारी के बारे में कुछ भी जानना चाहें, कोई डाउट्स हों, कोई सवाल हों, तो आप हमें उन नंबर्स पे कॉल कर सकते हैं। प्रोग्राम के दौरान हमारे एक्सपर्ट्स आपकी समस्या का या आपके डाउट्स का निदान करेंगे। और इसी के साथ मैं इंट्रोड्यूस करवाना चाहूँगी हमारे पैनल ऑफ एक्सपर्ट्स का। हमारे साथ हैं आज प्रोफेसर PV शशिधर, जो स्कूल ऑफ एक्सटेंशन एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ में प्रोफेसर हैं। आप इग्नू में आने से पहले आप ICAI के साथ जुड़े हुए थे और इनके काफ़ी सारे publications हैं, more than 200 publications to his name, and he has contributed in a large measure to higher education in the field of extension and development studies. आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। और साथ ही हमारे साथ हैं डॉक्टर भारत भूषण, जो स्टूडेंट सर्विस सेंटर के डायरेक्टर हैं और यूनिवर्सिटी में SSC से पहले वो डिस्टेंस एजुकेशन काउंसिल, रिसर्च यूनिट, इनके साथ में जुड़े रहे हैं, बहुत योगदान दिया। यूनिवर्सिटी की काफ़ी स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडीज़ में मेंबर हैं और मेंबर रहे हैं। और इसके अलावा UGC, AICT, मिनिस्ट्री, इन सब में अलग अलग कैपेसिटीज़ में इनका उच्च शिक्षा में योगदान रहा है। करीब करीब 3 दशकों का योगदान है। आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू बोथ ऑफ यू। साथ ही हमारे प्रोग्राम में स्कूल ऑफ एक्सटेंशन एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ के कुछ स्टूडेंट्स हैं, कुछ एलुमनाई, जो उनके कुछ प्रोग्राम्स कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं और अब भी कुछ हायर एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम्स के साथ जुड़े हैं। हम उनसे भी आपकी बातचीत थोड़ी बहुत करवाएंगे ताकि आप ये जानें कि उनका अनुभव कैसा रहा इस स्कूल से जो प्रोग्राम्स ऑफर हो रहे हैं वो करने के लिए। और ज़्यादा समय ना गंवाते हुए अब हम सीधे चलेंगे हमारे एक्सपर्ट्स के पास। डॉक्टर भारत भूषण, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू to address our students not only from the point of view of SOEDS, but all the students or all the future students of Ignou, if I may say so, our viewers who want to know about Ignou as a university, the programs that Ignou offers, and how do we plan the programs according to the needs of the people, needs of the students, the needs of the market and the changing world that we live in. And the recognition status, so that their minds are at rest before they come and want to know about the SOEDS programs.
जी, थैंक यू डॉक्टर भावना। और मैं भी अपनी तरफ से सभी जो विद्यार्थी हमसे जुड़े हुए हैं और जो हमसे जुड़ने वाले हैं वह भी, और उनके जो हमें सुन रहे हैं, और सभी परिवारों को जो विद्यार्थी हैं हमारे, उनका मैं खैर मकदम करता हूं। आज का जो प्रोग्राम है उसके बारे में बताने से पहले मैं अपने विद्यार्थियों को बताना चाहूँगा कि विश्वविद्यालय के में अभी जो जुलाई 2023 सेशन के एडमिशन्स हैं वो ऑन हैं। उसके लिए जो लास्ट डेट था वो 10 सितंबर था, जो एक्सपायर हो गया था, तो वह हमने एक्सटेंड करके 28 सितंबर तक लास्ट डेट को एक्सटेंड किया है। तो जो विद्यार्थी रह गए हैं और उन्होंने डिसाइड कर लिया है कि उनको कौन से प्रोग्राम में एडमिशन लेना है, तो वह विद्यार्थी जल्दी से अपने एडमिशन की प्रक्रिया को कंप्लीट कर लें। और आप सभी की जानकारी के लिए मैं बताना चाहूँगा कि सर्टिफिकेट्स प्रोग्राम्स के एडमिशन को छोड़ के अंडर ग्रेजुएशन एंड पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में अभी एडमिशन प्रक्रिया जारी है। दूसरी जानकारी मैं अपने विद्यार्थियों को बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि जो असाइनमेंट्स सबमिट करने की प्रोसेस है वह भी प्रक्रिया जारी है। 1 सितंबर से सभी विद्यार्थी अपने एडमिशन्स की जो सबमिशन की जो तैयारियां हैं वो करें और उनको सबमिट कर सकते हैं। विद्यार्थी एडमिशन ये असाइनमेंट्स को सबमिट करने के लिए यह जानकारी अपने इग्नू की हमारी जो ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट है उस पर भी, और जो उनके जो रीजनल सेंटर्स हैं उनकी वेबसाइट पर विजिट करके भी उनको यह पता लग जाएगा कि ये असाइनमेंट कैसे सबमिट करने हैं। ज़्यादातर असाइनमेंट्स आपको स्टडी सेंटर में ही सबमिट करने होते हैं, लेकिन कई बार रीजनल सेंटर ऑनलाइन भी एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, तो यह जानकारी आपको कंसर्न रीजनल सेंटर से मिल जाएगी। और असाइनमेंट जमा करने की अभी जो अंतिम तिथि है वो 30 सितंबर ही है। तो आप ना तो एडमिशन के लिए और ना ही असाइनमेंट्स के लिए लास्ट डेट का इंतज़ार करें। मेरी सलाह यही रहेगी कि लास्ट डेट का इंतज़ार किए बिना आप अपने जो प्रोसेस हैं उनको कंप्लीट करें और लास्ट आवर से बचें। आज का जो प्रोग्राम है एक्सटेंशन एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ के प्रोग्राम्स के लिए हमने तय किया था, और एक्सटेंशन एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ जैसे बहुत सारे विद्यार्थियों के लिए यह नया भी होगा, और यह भारतवर्ष में भी एक कंपैरेटिवली न्यू डिसिप्लिन है। अगर हम जो ट्रेडिशनल डिसिप्लिन्स हैं हमारे इंग्लिश, हिस्ट्री, पॉलिटिकल साइंस, फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी, उन सभी से बहुत ज़्यादा नया डिसिप्लिन है, क्योंकि यह डिसिप्लिन सबसे पहले जो डेवलप्ड नेशंस हैं, डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज़ हैं, उनमें इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था। और इंदिरा गांधी राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विश्वविद्यालय भी भारतवर्ष में it is one of the first universities which started development programs at UG and PG level. जहाँ तक हम बात करें कि जो डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ के जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं वो कहाँ लैंड करते हैं, ये बेसिकली सोशल साइंस के डिसिप्लिन में ही लैंड करता है। लेकिन अगर हम इन प्रोग्राम के स्ट्रक्चर्स को देखेंगे जो प्रोफेसर शशि जी हमें अभी डिटेल में बताएंगे, उसमें मैं यह बताना चाहूँगा कि इस डिसिप्लिन में मेरे विचार से डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ इज़ द फाइनेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ a program which is interdisciplinary. Yes. I think many subjects in the development studies comprised from social sciences, and very specific. If I tell you that geography, economics, public administration, climatology, animal husbandry, agriculture, they are the main subjects which comprise these development studies. And as far as the development studies programs at UG and PG levels are concerned, in our country it is the beginning of this, and I think 4 or 5 batches we have come out successfully, and numbers of the students which are choosing to study development studies is also increasing in every academic cycle, admission cycle. The scope of this program is very specialized. after completion of your UG and PG, and then you can also go for research degree program. Research degree programs are started in our university for development studies. And after completion of studies, I know very specialized areas in planning, in development studies, in many NGOs, in many banks, in academic fields like university, our students will get an opportunity for jobs, because every education program is designed in such a way that student can decide that in which area he or she want to go, and they can plan it. And this program offered by School of Extension and Development Studies has that much of scope. So in detail, I think we will be sharing all the details with Prof. Sasidhar. As far as recognition status is concerned of the program, in this area I would like to share with our learners and all the stakeholders that all the programs of the university are recognized by the regulatory bodies of the country. As far as this extension development programs are concerned, because they are general programs, so they are recognized by University Grants Commission as far as higher education is concerned and employment is concerned. So from that point of view, students should not keep any worry in their mind that after completion of program at UG, PG or research degree program, they can go to any field for job as far as higher education.
Thank you so much, sir. So this is something that is relevant for all the existing and prospective students of the university, what Dr. Bharat Bhushan just said. And the bottom line is, don't wait for the last date, because the last minute rush often causes a lot of problems, and we would like our students to benefit from the comfort of time that they might have in their hands and do a very good work of your assignments. Without further delay, I would request Professor Shashidhar to first of all introduce, maybe clarify a little the concept of extension and development studies for our viewers, and then maybe we could start by letting them know what are the thrust areas of the school according to which the programs have been organized.
Well, ma'am, in continuation of what Dr. Bhardwaj said, extension and development studies is truly an interdisciplinary subject.
Right.
Broadly, extension education itself is an interdisciplinary subject, and development studies is another interdisciplinary subject. Indira Gandhi National Open University has combined these two interdisciplinary subjects into one school in year 2007. And this school came into existence in 2009 with the recruitment of faculty. Why? Because the discipline of extension played a very crucial role at the time of Green Revolution and White Revolution. Indian Council of Agriculture Research and state agriculture universities, they have used extensively the discipline extension. But unfortunately, the benefits of extension, it was not realized by the general universities. Whereas in central universities, we have a discipline called Adult Continuing Education and Extension, but not truly extension and development studies combination. So realizing the importance of extension and to extend the benefit of extension to other development sectors, Indira Gandhi National Open University embarked into this School of Extension and Development Studies in the year 2009. The vision of our school is to be known for highest standards of excellence in the three thrust areas of the school: development studies, urban studies, and extension education. We are offering around 10 programs in these three thrust areas with an annual enrollment of around 3,000 to 3,500. The 10 programs in extension and development studies are, we have 3 master degree programs, one in development studies, MA development studies. In fact, we started this program in 2010 as a extension and development studies, right, both in face-to-face mode and in open and distance learning mode, and then face-to-face mode discontinued after 4 years. And then in 2018, we revised this program and we launched MA in Development Studies. Then we have another program, MA in Urban Studies. That program we launched in year 2021. And we have another master's program in Corporate Social Responsibility. And in all these three master's program, we have a PG Diploma program, which is comprising the first year program. PG Diploma in Development Studies, PG Diploma in Urban Planning and Development, PG Diploma in Corporate Social Responsibility. Apart from this, we do have another PG Diploma in Animal Welfare. And we have a Diploma program in Value Education, Certificate program in Value Education, and 2 MOOCs programs also in Value Education. Besides this, we also started from 2023 July session, the current session, a PG Diploma in Population and Family Health Studies. And we are also planning to scale up this program also into MA in Family Health and Population Studies from next academic year onwards. So briefly, these are the 10 programs that the School of Extension and Development Studies is offering in open and distance learning. Besides this, we also have a PhD program leading to research degree in Development Studies, PhD in Development Studies.
Right. And I believe our learners would want to know that if they want to come and enroll in this program, what is the eligibility criteria? For example, if somebody wants to take admission in MA.
Most of this program, the basic admission criteria is graduation in any discipline, except Diploma in Value Education, Certificate program in Value Education, wherein the 10th class is the eligibility criteria and +2 is the eligibility criteria for certificate and diploma program. Otherwise, all our programs, graduation in any discipline is the eligibility for taking admission in either postgraduate diploma or in master's programs.
Right. And after completing the program, the scope of the program, if I may say, or the employability after completing the program, what would you like to say about that?
Yes, ma'am. For instance, if you take Masters in Development Studies, as I said, it is an interdisciplinary subject comprising all the sub-disciplines of development, like the human development, political development, economic development, and social development. And extension is the connecting link between all these subsectors. On one hand, our country is progressing and then leading to development in different subsectors, whereas the need for development professionals is also increasing, but at the same time, we don't have a properly trained development professionals with masters and PhDs in the area of development studies.
Right.
So there is a large scope for job opportunities in both the government and non-government sector, especially in the field of development sector. When you see urban studies, when you see the growth of urbanization and urban population in the country, now currently about 35-36% of India's population is urban.
Right.
By 2030, we are expecting that more than 50% of population will be residing in urban areas.
Right.
Unfortunately, there are several issues. The India's urbanization story is not inclusive. It is not free from developmental challenges. There is a half-hearted growth and related problems of slums, education, illiteracy related with the urbanization. So keeping all this in view, Ignou started a program way back in 2014, PG Diploma in Urban Planning and Development. But as of now also in regular face-to-face mode system, we don't have on-campus programs in the area of urban studies excepting 1 or 2 universities. So we are times ahead in launching the programs in urban studies. There is a huge potential for those who are trained properly in and understanding the issues of urbanization. And when we take about corporate social responsibility, even without the enactment of laws and compliances, it has been part and parcel of Indian corporate sector, either in the form of philanthropy or in the form of voluntary help through foundations, through trust.
Right.
They have been doing CSR work. But with 2013 Company Act and with the release of 2014 CSR rules, CSR has become a compulsory commitment for companies, corporate companies, with three major measures. One is the companies which are having 500 crores worth of assets, or the companies whose annual turnover is more than 1000 crores, or the companies which are registering 5 crores plus profit in a financial year. If they are meeting any one of these criteria, they have to comply compulsorily the CSR, and they have to submit the report to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And at the same time, earlier CSR issues are being dealt by management and HR people in companies, and now all companies are establishing CSR divisions. And again, there are no proper certificate master's program in regular face-to-face mode universities, and Ignou is the first university to launch a PG Diploma in Corporate Social Responsibility and subsequently Masters in Corporate Social Responsibility. All of them have job opportunities either in the corporate CSR divisions of this corporate sector, or else many times these companies are giving work to different NGOs,
Right.
to what you called conduct the CSR work and then submit the compliance report. So there are job opportunities for CSR professionals both in the companies as well as in NGOs which are implementing CSR projects.
Right.
And similarly, we have job prospects in the area of animal welfare. Number of animal welfare organizations are there. More than 2 lakh NGOs are there working in animal welfare sector. And again, this subject is not dealt in regular face-to-face mode program. So Ignou is again the first university to launch a first degree program in animal welfare, and it was on record by none other than Madam Maneka Gandhi. She wrote an article about this program, and she thanked Ignou for launching a program on animal welfare. And similarly, the other programs like population and health and family studies, then value education programs, and the doctoral program in development studies, all of them have job potential in one or other areas of development sector.
True. This is a wonderful lineup of programs that you just shared with our audience, Professor Shashidhar. If I'm thinking from the point of view of a prospective student, a few questions come to one's mind. There are certain programs which might have borrowed certain components from the sciences. Now, when the eligibility criteria says that you have to have, graduation in any of the disciplines, then how does that component, comply with the fact that somebody is coming from a graduation in humanities, for example?
For example, ma'am, graduation, why we kept is, for instance, if we take up our 3 master's program, MA in Development Studies or Corporate Social Responsibility or Urban Studies, all 3 are heavily from social science related issues. And any graduate, be it from the science background or from the social sciences or from the humanities, there should not be any problem in taking up these 3 MA programs. But the other issue is, like when we launched a PG Diploma in Animal Welfare, there was a length and breadth discussion in expert group meeting. What should be the basic qualification, entry qualification to enter into this program? Several expert group members, they argued that there should be veterinary qualification to enter this. There should be science, bachelor's in science should be the main eligibility criteria. But the other argument was, this is from academia perspective, but actually in the field and in the practice, this 2 lakh plus NGOs who are handling the animal welfare issues, most of them are from social science background. And unfortunately, their capacities are not built in animal welfare, science, ethics, issues and standards. But they have a lot of passion to do animal welfare, and they are in this field working day and night. And another important issue is when we talk about animal welfare, without animal welfare laws, policies and organization, the course would be incomplete.
True.
And in academia of general law universities also, when you see the bachelor's in law and then master's in law, eligibility is graduation in any discipline. Any graduate can become a lawyer or advocate. So after thinking all this, since 25% of the component covers animal welfare laws, so then finally we arrived to a conclusion that we should have graduation in any discipline to enter into this subject. But when we analyze the admission data, roughly 80% of students are from science background, but at the same time 20% plus are from other graduations. So that's why we kept more or less development studies is open to any graduate. In fact, all our three core areas broadly again merge under the umbrella of development. So that's why we kept graduation in any discipline as entry criteria.
Fair enough. So I think this is an important detail that Professor Shashidhar has just shared, that graduation in any discipline is the eligibility criteria, notwithstanding the fact that there might be certain components in the program which might be borrowed from sciences. Well, that is the beauty of the programs of SOEDS, and you just heard him out. जो स्पेक्ट्रम है इनके प्रोग्राम्स का इतना वास्ट है, इतना वाइड स्पेक्ट्रम है इनके प्रोग्राम्स का, स्कूल ऑफ एक्सटेंशन एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ का, कि एक तरफ डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ में मास्टर्स है, दूसरी तरफ कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, तो अर्बन प्लानिंग है, तो आप डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर हो, कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर हो, अर्बन प्लानिंग हो, ये सारे ऐसे डिसिप्लिन्स हैं जिनका सबका मिल के एक समागम हो गया है एक तरीके से SOEDS में. एंड आई वुड लाइक टू कंग्रेचुलेट द स्कूल फॉर keeping such a broad spectrum of programs so that the students will have a vast array of programs to choose from depending on their interest and their aptitude.
एक छोटा सा इनपुट मैं दे
जी सर.
एक छोटा सा इनपुट डॉक्टर भावना आई वुड लाइक टू गिव इन दिस प्रोग्राम. जब हम इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच ऑफ द डिसिप्लिन्स की बात करते हैं, स्कूल ऑफ एक्सटेंशन एंड डेवलपमेंट स्टडीज़ की बात करते हैं, और अभी हम बात कर रहे थे साइंसेज, सोशल साइंसेज, ह्यूमैनिटीज़, पॉपुलेशन स्टडीज़, अर्बन प्लानिंग एट्सेट्रा, जो हमारी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है, मेरे ख्याल से देश में राइट फ्रॉम द इंडिपेंडेंस सेकेंड न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है. अब तक एक न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी रही थी. उस न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी से इग्नू के जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं बहुत ज़्यादा मैच करते हैं, और जो नीड है न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी की उसको हम फुलफिल करते हैं. जहाँ तक इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी की बात है, न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में ये कहा गया है कि जो सब्जेक्ट्स हैं वो हम यूनी डायरेक्शनल ना चलें, वो मल्टी डायरेक्शनल होने चाहिए. अगर कोई स्टूडेंट, कोई भी विद्यार्थी सोशल साइंस के में इंटरेस्ट रखते हैं और उसको एक या दो पेपर में साइंसेज में इंटरेस्ट है, तो वो पेपर वो चूज कर सकते हैं. इस प्रोसेस में भी हम धीरे धीरे आगे चल रहे हैं, और इग्नो तो न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को इन टोटो अडॉप्ट करने वाली इंडिया में पहली यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में से एक है. इग्नो के बोर्ड ऑफ मैनेजमेंट ने इन न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को इन टोटो राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग ईयर 2020 में ही अडॉप्ट कर लिया था. और बहुत सारी ब्यूटी है, जो मल्टीपल एंट्री, मल्टीपल एक्सिट की बात है, इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच की बात है, और स्किल्स की बात है, प्रोफेशनलिज्म की बात है, डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट को स्टडी करने की बात है. और हमने अभी ऑफ लेट जो 4 साल का ग्रेजुएशन लेवल के प्रोग्राम है उसमें भी एंट्री कर ली है, और बच्चे 1 साल का कोर्स अगर बीए का पूरा करते हैं तो उनको सर्टिफिकेट, 2 साल का करते हैं तो डिप्लोमा, 3 साल का करते हैं तो उनको ग्रेजुएशन, और 4 साल का अगर कंप्लीट करते हैं तो उनको विद रिसर्च एप्टीट्यूड एक डिग्री दी जाती है। डॉक्टर भावना हमारे साथ आज विद्यार्थी भी हैं जो हमारे एम्बेसडर्स होते हैं जी। मैं इनको एम्बेसडर ही कंसीडर करता हूं क्योंकि यही वो लोग हैं जो इग्नू की रेपुटेशन को कैरी करते हैं और रियल इमेज होते हैं किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूशन के लिए। तो वो आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं। मैं चाहूँगा कि आप उनसे भी कुछ बात करें ताकि जो हमारे विद्यार्थी जो हमें सुन रहे हैं फैमिलीज़ में, स्टेक होल्डर्स में, वो उनकी जिज्ञासा बढ़े हमारे प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में।
बिल्कुल। तो मैं प्रोफेसर शशिधर से इनफैक्ट रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगी कि जो हमारे साथ आज स्टूडियो में हमारे कुछ विद्यार्थी हैं जिन्होंने हमारे प्रोग्राम्स कंप्लीट किए हैं और अभी फ़िलहाल इग्नू से रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, पीएचडी कर रहे हैं अपने स्पेसिफिक डिसिप्लिन्स में, उनसे इंट्रोड्यूस कराएं हमारे दर्शकों को और वो अपने अनुभव शेयर करें।
Thank you, ma'am. We have 3 students who are doing PhD in development studies, and fortunately they have completed our open and distance learning programs also. So may I request Dr. Satyanarayana. He is a veterinarian working as assistant director in Department of Animal Husbandry in Government of Andhra Pradesh. He completed a PG Diploma program in animal welfare, and now he is doing PhD in development studies, and he is also planning to take up research work related to how veterinary services are being performed in the state of Andhra Pradesh and how it would be useful for livestock development. So may I request Dr. Satyanarayana to speak about your own experience while completing the program on animal welfare.
Very warm welcome, Dr. Satyanarayana. Let us hear your views, please.
I am Dr. Satyanarayana, working as Assistant Director in State Animal Husbandry Training Center, Andhra Pradesh. One of the best courses offered by the Ignou is postgraduate diploma in animal welfare. Because even though I am the veterinarian, I have very little knowledge on animal welfare. But in field conditions, we are daily facing animal welfare issues, and we also resolve those issues at the field level. But we don't have much knowledge on that. So I heard about the postgraduate diploma in animal welfare offered by the Ignou through social media groups. Then I got admitted and completed the animal welfare diploma. It is a very useful course for veterinarians, not only veterinarians across India, also animal lovers, animal activists, NGOs, working for animal welfare issues. So this is also one of the part of continuing veterinary education. It is offered by open and distance learning mode. So one material supplied by the Ignou on animal welfare is very exhaustive and in-depth, and just like it is a Bible of animal welfare. After completion of this course, I able to resolve the issues and also guide others, junior veterinarians and everything. Okay, thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Satyanarayana. Just for the information of, again, the audience, ma'am, India is the first country to have legislation and constitutional protection for animals. But unfortunately, as Dr. Satyanarayana said, we are not implementing these laws and constitutional safeguards at the cutting edge, at the field level. And there is a need for programs like this to build the capacities of the stakeholders and to help them in taking socially responsible decisions related to animal welfare. Not only building their capacities, but also we should be able to help them and help others also in taking responsible decisions related to animal welfare. So far, around 3,500 students have joined in this program in 6 admission cycles, and nearly 80% of them have completed. And we are really happy to hear from Dr. Satyanarayana. And we have Eliza with us, and she is a development professional, completed her master's in development studies, and now she is doing PhD in development studies. So may I request Eliza to give your viewpoint on development studies programs.
Welcome to the program, Eliza.
Hello all. So I'm Eliza. I did my MA in Development Studies. Currently, I'm pursuing my PhD in Development Studies from Indira Gandhi National Open University. I did my work in Jharkhand, and I thank Ignou for taking my topic, like the proposal that I had, wherein I'll be working with the people of Jharkhand, as in the development programs that we have. One of which that is implemented there is called the DAY-NRLM, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. And I'm going to see the gaps where the schemes are being implemented, but how the beneficiaries are benefited, or what are the loopholes where they are not. So I've given my proposal as part of my research work in development study.
Thank you, Elijah.
Thank you.
And we also have Dr. Kamesh, and who also completed a PG Diploma in Animal Welfare, and now he's doing a PhD in Development Studies. In fact, he is planning to take up research work on animal welfare itself, how animal welfare is there in practice in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Maybe after 2 years or so, we can listen to his results related to animal welfare and livestock development. Thank you all of you for joining this session.
Thank you. Professor Shashidhar, I would also want you to share with us, since we are talking about animal welfare right now, there is an endorsement of the Animal Welfare Board. So if you would like to share that with our viewers.
This is an important development in the progress of this program. When we go back to 1962 PCA Act, Prevention of Cruelty Against Animals Act, it is a landmark act passed by the Parliament of India, and India is one of the first country to have a comprehensive legislation in the name of PCA Act.
Right.
So PCA Act provided for the establishment of Animal Welfare Board of India, which is again a statutory body taking care and responsible for implementation of animal welfare at the country level. And we have state animal welfare boards at the state level, and at the district level we have SPCAs, Societies for Prevention of Cruelty Against Animals.
Right.
So when we launched this program, then we approached Animal Welfare Board of India, and then we provided one set of study material, and then we requested them to go through it and then promote Ignou's program.
Right.
And the Animal Welfare Board of Chairman himself has gone through all the study material, and they were really very happy, and they immediately issued an endorsement letter, and they appreciated Ignou for launching this program. And not only endorsing this program, they have written to all the councils, research councils like ICAR, ICMR, CSIR, and also state animal welfare boards, and also the CPCSA, which is the highest body controlling and regulating the experimental procedures on lab animals. And they wrote to all these professional bodies to encourage their employees, especially those who are handling animals on day-to-day basis,
Right.
to register this program so that their capacities are built in animal welfare. So this endorsement also helped us in increasing our enrollment, and this is in fact a recognition to Ignou by a statutory body like Animal Welfare Board of India.
Right. Thank you so much, Professor Shashidhar, and I would also like to thank our students who have come to the studio today and shared their feedback. Thanks a lot for sharing about the programs, and as our viewers would be noticing that the programs give you a wide range of opportunities, a wide range of options to choose from, and depending upon not only your background and experience but also your future interests, your aptitudes, you can make a choice and associate yourself with the School of Extension and Development Studies. If you want to know anything more about the programs or you want further details, please do visit the SOEDS page of the Ignou website. There are further details provided. You can also contact the School of Extension and Development Studies. There are phone numbers and email IDs shared there, and you will be able to get all the additional details that you want. You can also get in touch with the regional centers of Ignou in your particular area of residence, so that they will also be able to provide you or whatever information you want, or get you in touch with us at the Ignou headquarters. Before we close, Dr. Bharat Bhushan, I would request you to address our students. Since we have completed 1 year of this program, we would like to have some words of encouragement from your side.
Thank you, Dr. Bhavana. In fact, time available is very less, but I would like to thanks to our learners, our audience, all the stakeholders who have been watching us and encouraging us to organize this program. And I would like to thank to our Honorable Vice Chancellor who conceived the idea of connecting our university with our students, who are our backbone, who are our ambassadors, and they are like a fragrance which is spread all over the India. Yes. And this fragrance should spread in every nook and corners in good way. So with these words, I would like to thanks all the Ignou students, authorities, EMPC, and all the staff who are helping us in organizing this program, and at last our School of Studies, because this program was conceived to disseminate the information which academic programs which our university is offering through School of Studies. So till now 24 School of Studies have joined us, and we will have many more programs in very specialized nature, in very specialized in detailed forms. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. A very warm thanks to our expert panel today, and thank you to all our viewers to join us on each and every episode, and keep on encouraging us to bring more and more valuable and relevant information which will be beneficial for your growth. As you know, हम हमेशा कहते हैं आप सीखते रहिए, पढ़ते रहिए और आगे बढ़ते रहिए. Please keep growing, keep learning, keep developing. We are with you every step of the way. Namaskar.
Do you wish to be part of a television studio like this, or any other media system? Or already part of any media system, want to enhance a new set of skills? Welcome to School of Journalism and New Media Studies. Here in the School of Journalism and New Media Studies, we are offering program for all set of people to learn and enhance their media skills. The vision of School of Journalism and New Media Studies is to generate a new set of professionals in the area of media and communication studies with understanding about role of media in the national development and global understanding. We offer innovative programs in the field of journalism and mass communication that sets a benchmark of high quality learning and teaching process at the national level. We offer these programs across the country with the help of our regional network as well as study center. Same manner, many of our programs are offered through online mode with a sophisticated learning management system. SOGNMS offers programs from PhD in journalism and mass communication till certificate level. We have masters in journalism and mass communication. The eligibility is a bachelor's degree, and we are introducing this program in 3 languages: Hindi, Tamil and English. Students from national and international students can join either through online mode as well as in the distance mode. We have 4 postgraduate diploma programs, specialized areas in the field of development communication, digital media, electronic media, and journalism and mass communication program. And all these 4 programs are available in distance mode. 2 programs are available in online mode, development communication and digital media. And we have specialized certificate program in community radio. Ignou employs various media and communication tools for better teaching and learning process. School of Journalism and New Media Studies utilizes this media system for delivering all our programs. Come and join with us for exploring a new career and enhance your media skills.
Hello learners, I am Dr. Manish Kumar Bhardwaj from School of Engineering and Technology of Ignou, and today I'll discuss with you physical infrastructure for sewerage systems. What I'll cover in this lecture? I'll cover in this lecture 2 things basically: the need for physical infrastructure for sewerage systems, and second, what are different types of sewerage systems. So 2 things I'll discuss with you. The learning outcomes for this lecture are that after going through this lecture, you should be able to explain the need for the physical infrastructure for sewerage systems, and second, you should be able to describe different types of sewerage systems. So let us begin with the need for physical infrastructure for sewerage systems. So when we use water, then wastewater is generated. Whether we are using for drinking purpose, whether we are using for bathing, for washing, whether we are using it in kitchen, whether we are using in toilets, whether we are using in commercial establishments or some industries or hospitals, wherever we are using water, then wastewater is generated. And this wastewater is polluted water, dirty water. If we are not dealing it with properly, if we are not doing the collection and disposal of this water properly, then it will cause many problems. So to avoid such problems, we need the physical infrastructure for sewerage system basically. What may be the problems? The problems may be that if we leave this water as it is, it will do flooding basically. Flooding on the streets, flooding on the roads, flooding in the compounds of the residential buildings. Second thing, the odor. Because it's a polluted water, it have organic materials basically. So it causes bad odor, foul odor. So which creates a very filthy scene. Nobody likes the bad odor or the foul smell. Then third problem is that if this polluted water infiltrates into the ground, then it causes 2 problems.
first of all, it is polluting our groundwater source, and along with this will also cause the soil contamination if our wastewater is very polluted, if it is toxic basically, because wastewater from many industries is very toxic. So if this toxic wastewater infiltrates into the soil, basically into the ground, then it will cause the soil contamination also, in addition to the pollution of the groundwater source basically. Then this will cause serious effect on the public safety and health and environment, and ultimately on the economy. Because if our health is affected, if our environment is affected, then certainly it is going to cost us financially also. Then second thing is that, so that way it is necessary to have a sewerage system which guarantee its long-term functioning and survival even in vulnerabilities and other crisis situations. So this is the reason why we need the physical infrastructure for sewerage systems. Now, what are some important terms in sewerage systems basically? Some few important terms are, first of all, sewage. What is sewage basically? So sewage is the liquid waste which is generated by domestic uses in houses, commercial and industrial premises. This is sewage. Then another term which is very common in wastewater treatment and collection and disposal is the sewerage. So these two terms sounds somewhat similar basically, but these are two different things basically. Whereas sewage is a wastewater, sewerage is basically, it indicates various structures, equipments, pumps, pipes and appurtenances for the collection, transportation and pumping of sewage, and it excludes the treatment works, means all the units which are used in the treatment of wastewater. We are excluding this. Only collection and transportation. Basically, the things which are systems are used for collection and the transportation of the wastewater basically, that all these structures or appurtenances, these are called as the sewerage. So this is the difference between the sewage and the sewerage. Then third term, which is somewhat similar again, is sewer. Sewer is pipeline basically. It's a closed underground conduit or pipeline used to carry sewage from collection point to the disposal or the treatment plant. Collection point means the houses or residential premises or commercial premises or industries basically, that are the collection points, and the disposal point or the treatment plant, because there may be two situations, that you are disposing it without treatment, then that point will be disposal point. It may be some water source, water body like river or something, or a drain basically. And second thing is a treatment plant, that when we are going to treat the wastewater, then it has to be transported to the treatment plant basically. So that is the disposal point. Along with these three terms, there are some few more terms. Then fourth term is domestic sewage. Sewage may be of two types basically, rather three types basically: domestic sewage, sanitary sewage or industrial sewage, depending upon the source of generation. That what is the source of generation of this sewage? So if we talk about the domestic sewage, then it is the liquid waste or wastewater basically, which is generated from the domestic use of water. What are these domestic use? Like lavatory basins, urinals, water closets in a residential building,
offices, theaters, or some other institutions, educational institutions maybe. So this is domestic sewage. Second is sanitary sewage. What is sanitary sewage? It is the liquid waste generated from community, which is domestic as well as the industrial. It consists of mostly the two types of water. One is grey water, means which is generated from cloth washing, gardening, car washing, bathtubs, sinks, kitchen wash basins, etc. And also the black water, means water used to flush in toilets and human waste which get flushed away basically. So that way grey water plus the black water, this makes the sanitary sewage. Then third one is the industrial sewage. So as it is clear from its name, it is a liquid waste water generated by means of activities in industries and commercial establishments which contain various organic and inorganic pollutants that may not be amenable to conventional treatment methods basically. So this is the industrial sewage. So you come across three types of sewages: domestic sewage, and then sanitary sewage, then industrial sewage. So all this type of sewage makes the sewage which has to be properly dealt, properly collected, transported, then treated and then disposed of basically. So this is the problem which we have to tackle really. Then what are different types of sewerage systems? Sewerage systems, as you have understood till now, that sewerage systems is the system which collects and transport the wastewater. So what are different type of systems here? We use three type of systems for collection and transportation basically. What are these three types? One is separate sewerage system, second one is combined sewerage system, and third one is partially separate sewerage system. So what are these? We will see one by one. First, the separate system, separate sewerage system. So as the name indicates basically, here two different sewerage systems or pipelines, pipe system is installed. One is for sanitary and industrial waste, and the second type of water is basically the storm water or the rainwater, because we have to collect and transport and dispose this water also. Otherwise it gets accumulated at some point and it will cause shabby scenes and also may cause the breeding point for mosquitoes, which causes lot many diseases. So just to avoid such situation basically, we have to collect, transport and dispose of the storm water or the rainwater also. And so a system in which we are having the pipes and conduits separately for our sanitary sewage and the industrial sewage, and second system for our rainwater or storm water, then we call it as a separate system. As you can see in this graphics, so here there are two separate systems. One is for sanitary or the industrial sewage, which is shown in yellow color basically here, yellow pipelines, and another one is for the storm water, which is blue pipeline you see. So for this storm water basically, this can be, because it is not polluted, so this can be directly disposed of to some water body like a river basically. But this sanitary sewage, it is a polluted water, so we cannot directly dispose of into the river, because otherwise the river water will be polluted. So first it will be collected and sent to some treatment plant. There it will be treated, then it will be then disposed of finally into the river. So this is the separate system basically. What are the situations in which this separate system is adopted basically? So the situations in which we can adopt the separate sewerage system are, first of all, that uneven rainfall. When the uneven rainfall is there basically throughout the year, means at some time there is no rainfall, at some point of time there is excess of rainfall, or there are chances of some heavily concentrated rainfall events basically. So in that case, what happens that for some time, for a small time basically, there is a lot of water is there which has to be tackled. Otherwise, for rest of the year, a small amount of wastewater or the sewage is generated which have to be tackled throughout the year. So in this case, when the rainwater or storm water is for some small amount of time is there, so for that matter, we cannot go for a combined system. Combined system, what is that combined system is? It is that sewerage system in which the sewage and that rainwater both are tackled, collected and taken, transported to some point, disposal point basically. Means a single pipe is used for sewage as well as for the storm or the rainwater. So but when we are dealing these two type of waters combined basically, then in that case we have to design a large size of pipes basically, or the sewers. We will need a large size, large diameter sewers basically. So which is a very costly affair, because that pipes are costly, and along with that placing them underground basically it becomes costly, because we have to dig deep for larger size of sewers or the pipes basically. So that way it is a costly affair. So, and when we are having a situation when throughout the year there is an uneven amount of sewage is generated, because rainfall is for some small amount of time basically, it is not uniform throughout the year basically. So in that case, designing a combined sewer is costly. So that way, in such situation, this separate sewerage system is good enough. Second situation is the separate outlet for sewage and storm water. So if we are having a facility that storm water can be disposed of to some water body and sewage can be treated in the treatment plant, then only it can be disposed of to water body, then having a separate sewerage system is a good option basically. Otherwise, we can go for the combined system. Then third thing is pumping requirement. Because if we are having some area in which we are not getting a proper slope or gradient for laying the pipes basically, then what happens that pumping of sewage becomes necessary. So if the combined sewerage system is designed, then the amount of sewage becomes more, because we are adding the rainwater or the storm water also into the sewage basically. So there pumping of large amount of sewage has to be done. So just to avoid this situation that we do not want to pump large amount of sewage, because again it will cost us. So that way it is better that we keep the two systems separate. The sewage is collected separately and storm water is dealt separately. Then only small amount of sewage has to be pumped. So that way it will reduce the cost basically. Then next situation is limitation of available funds. If we are not having enough fund, then it is better to go for the separate system, because combined system needs more cost, more finances. So that way, if we are having lack of funds, then it is better to design a separate sewerage system. Then flat topography. Another situation is flat topography. So separate sewers can be laid in a flat topography more easily, as deep and large excavation are not required in a flat topography. If it is a uneven topography, then we need large cutting actually and excavations, so which will cost more. Sewers can be built at a small depth below the ground to achieve uniform gradient, and thus it is economical when compared to the combined sewers, as the combined sewer require large size sewers. So that way, in case of flat topography, it is better to adopt or better to go for the separate sewerage systems. So these are the situations basically. Few more situations are also there. Subsoil condition. It would be difficult and costly to lay a combined sewer of large size if subsoil material is hard. Because in rocky area, cutting that rocks to lay a large size sewer in case of combined system, it will cost more basically. So in such situation, it is better to have separate sewerage system, because we can easily dispose our rainwater or that storm water through open drains, and for a small amount of sewage we can design the small size sewers. So cutting of that soil will be less, so it will cost less. Another is steep topography. If the area possesses steep slopes, it would be easier to convey storm water or the rainwater through the open drains to the natural stream or river. Hence a separate system is adopted in case of steep topography also. So these are some of the situations which favor the use or adoption of the separate sewerage systems. Then let us go to the combined sewerage system. As it is clear from its name, here we are having only one pipe or one conduit for both sewage as well as the storm or the rainwater. A combined sewerage system is designed to carry domestic and industrial sewage as well as the storm water or the rainwater. As you can see here, that only one pipe is used basically, and whenever large storm water is there, so there in that situation, in case of heavy rains, instead of sending that combined sewage to the treatment plant, we can divert directly it to the river or the water body, because in that case when that large amount of storm is there or the rainwater is there, it dilutes the sewage, so there are less chances of pollution of the river water in that case. So in case of heavy storms, we can directly divert the combined sewage to the river or the water body. Otherwise, this combined sewage will go to the, in normal cases, it will go to the treatment plant where it will be treated, and only when this reaches the safe limits of that permitted levels basically, then only after treatment it will be disposed of into the river or the water body. All the wastewater carried will be collectively transported to the sewage treatment plant before the final disposal, where it will be treated, as I told you. This system is mainly used in towns where streets are narrow and rainfall is less than the moderate. So this is the situation where we can use the combined sewerage system. Then what are the advantages of combined sewerage system? Let us see the advantages. The maintenance and operation cost of this combined system will be less, as system require only one set of sewer. This proves to be economical. Chances of choking are less, as sewers are bigger in size, and also it is easy to clean the sewers. A properly constructed combined system provides high level of comfort and hygiene. It is even more secure because sewage is transported through closed sewers without overflowing to the environment. That sewage is not exposed to the environment. It does not cause any foul smell, or it is not spilled over on the streets or the roads also, because it is being carried through the closed pipes. Then the strength of sewage is reduced by dilution due to the stormwater. Now, because here we are carrying sewage and the rainwater, so rainwater dilutes the strength of the sewage, basically concentration level of the sewage. So this helps to make the treatment process easier and more economical, because this process of treatment of sewage, basically that depends upon that what is the concentration of the sewage. If the concentration of sewage is more, so lot many treatment will be required, lot many processes will be required, and that cost of treatment will also be more, basically, in that case. If it is diluted, this can easily be treated, basically. In this system, automatic flushing is provided by the stormwater, because this sewage is carrying some solid matter also, so that flushing of the pipes is also required, basically. Otherwise, if the solid matter settles in the pipes, so it will cause the choking of the pipes. So to avoid the choking of pipes, a natural flushing occurs here, basically, because of that rainwater or the stormwater is also carried in through these pipes, basically. Then this is a relatively simple system of collection of sewage, and also in this system house plumbing is economical. So these are the advantages of combined system. There are some disadvantages also of the combined system. Because of the large size of sewers, their handling and transportation will be difficult. Due to the inclusion of stormwater or rainwater, treatment works of larger size will be required, and also the treatment units will be heavily loaded. If pumping is required for lifting of sewage at treatment works, the system will prove to be uneconomical, both from the point of view of capital cost, means installation of the machines and pumps, as well as from the point of view of the running cost. So both way it will be uneconomical in that case. So these are the disadvantages of the combined sewerage system. So we discussed the need of the sewerage system, and we also discussed about that type of sewerage systems, in which I discussed the two types, basically separate sewage system and the combined sewerage system. So I hope you must have enjoyed this discussion, and I expect from you that you will go through the course material that is provided to you to gain or acquire a deeper knowledge about these concepts. Thank you.
Are you a fresh graduate? Do you want to fulfill your educational aspiration by pursuing higher education in various interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary areas like environmental science, environment and occupational health, philosophy, sustainability science, folklore and culture studies? If yes, the School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies offers various programs like Master's Program, Graduate Program, Postgraduate Diploma, Certificate and Appreciation Program. The school offers 5 Master's Program. Master of Science, Environmental Science. The eligibility criteria for MSc Environmental Science is Graduate in Science, BTech, BE, agriculture graduate, forestry graduate, and veterinary graduate. School also offers Masters in Environment and Occupational Health, Masters in Sustainability Science, Masters in Philosophy, and Masters in Folklore and Culture Studies. The eligibility criteria for these 4 Masters program is graduate in any discipline. The school also offers various socially relevant and need-based PG Diploma program like PG Diploma in Sustainability Science, PG Diploma in Environment and Occupational Health, PG Diploma in Folklore and Culture Studies, and PG Diploma in Migration and Diaspora Studies. The school also offers PG Certificate in Climate Change and Avshist Prabandhan mein Praman Patra. The school also offers 2 doctoral programs, PhD in Environmental Science and PhD in Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies. The school offers various innovative technologies and multimedia for providing a very excellent student support system. The study
Welcome viewers. In today's session, we are going to discuss an important topic, economic order quantity, which is a part of your course MWR01, that is Introduction to Inventory Planning and Control, and this course is a part of your program Postgraduate Certificate in Inventory Planning and Warehousing System. Basically, economic order quantity is related with inventory and inventory control or inventory management. With the help of economic order quantity, our attempt is to determine a quantity which is optimum in nature, and if we are exceeding that quantity, then we are losing the capital either in terms of ordering cost or in terms of holding or carrying cost. I have in my earlier session, I have explained the various costs. So in order to familiarize all these technical terms, because I also know that whenever you see my video or my video session should be complete in nature. So first we will see that what are the learning objective of today's session. First, we will define what is inventory, how you will define the inventory, then what is the purpose of inventory control, why there is a need of controlling the inventory. Then, as I told you, that we will also discuss various costs related to inventory, so that when we discuss economic order quantity, then you should not feel any difficulty in understanding the economic order quantity model. Then in this session, we tried to explain the calculation of economic order quantity with the help of a very, very simple example. So, we would like to explain what is inventory. If you just see your house, your office, or the place of working, there are so many things which we buy in abundance or in a quantity. Our expectation or anticipation is that the items will be used in future. For example, at our house, we purchased foods, food grain, vegetables, spices. We also store water. We also store gas in gas cylinder. All these things comes under the inventory. So, inventory is the name given to the products and materials that a company holds either to produce or to manufacture certain items or to sell. If I take the example of a manufacturing unit or an automotive company, then they require the various types of inventory. They will keep it inventory, they will produce two-wheeler or four-wheeler with the help of those inventory. That is not going to use, or they are not going to sell immediately. The product will be prepared, product will be manufactured, product will be assembled, and then finally it goes to the dealer or the distributor. From there, the customer will visit the dealer or distributor, and from there they will purchase. So this is a complete supply chain where the inventory plays an important role. Now, what are the types of inventory? Though I have explained in my earlier sessions in detail, but as I told you that I want that if you see this video should be complete by all nature. So there are basically four types of inventory. First is your finished goods inventory, which I have given one example of two-wheeler or four-wheeler. Then work in progress or work in process inventory. That is the inventory which is not complete. The product or the component is not complete, but they are very essential. Then third type of inventory is your raw material inventory, which is an inventory which does not have earlier any processing. Yes, you may ask one question. If we talk about the steel, then steel has already been processed from pig iron to the steel, a better steel, or even sometimes the raw material steel is converted into rods, sheets. Sheets is always used in the automotive company. So it is basically processed up to a certain limit. But when we talk about the automotive company or four-wheeler or two-wheeler, then with respect to four-wheeler and two-wheeler, they are a raw material. Fourth type of inventory is your MRO. The full form of MRO is maintenance, repair and operation materials. You will appreciate that working in a company or the manufacturing company, beside machines, beside material, manpower, you need certain quantity of material or parts which will be used in the maintenance of the machine. For example, if operator is working on a lathe machine, he needs certain tools for fixing or setting up the machine. Similarly, he or she needs lubricant, coolant, and many other items. These items comes under the machine repair and operation material. They are also an important part of the types of inventory. Now again an important question, that what is the purpose of inventory control? Why we are controlling the inventory? What is the purpose of managing the inventory? So as I told you that inventory is a type of a capital. If you keep the large amount, then you are holding the capital. If you are keeping a small quantity, then there are chances of stock out, or the chances when you do not have inventory and you have to produce as per the customer demand. So that things should be avoided, and that can be controlled or managed with the help of a proper inventory control strategy or policy. We also want to maximize the efficiency in production as well as in distribution. If we keep the inventory at optimum level, then we are maximizing the efficiency of production and distribution. I will explain you with the help of one example. There was a very renowned computer or the desktop manufacturing company, and they were doing quite well as compared to their other competitors. So what happened? They used to buy the huge amount of chip, which is an important part of any desktop or laptop computer. What happened? Due to sudden change in the technology, there is an advancement in the chip. As you know, that even nowadays, if you buy a computer today, and after 3 to 6 months, the new version is coming in the market. Same thing is true with the mobile, same thing is true with the other electronic gadgets. So that company, because they hold a huge amount of the inventory of that chip, they were not able to modify their configuration of the desktop computer. While on the other hand, their competitors who were holding a very, very nominal or low amount or the small amount of inventory of the chip, they were in a better position to reach the market with the configuration of new chip. So you just imagine that what type of difficulty or what type of situation the case company must have faced when their competitor took the edge over the case company. Another important thing is that there are two types of cost. Whenever you order inventory, each time certain costs are involved. There is a cost of office staff, cost of computer,
cost of light, electricity, other expenses. So all these comes as a ordering cost. And suppose in a year you gives 3 times order. So each 3 times the order cost will be involved. Second cost is your holding cost. When you receive the material, you place it in the store or in warehouse. There another type of expenses are there. For example, storage cost. You keep the operator or person to see the storage, light or electricity, then insurance, insurance against fire, insurance against theft. All these comes under the holding cost. So we have to minimize the holding cost as well as we have to minimize the ordering cost. Another type of cost is your shortage cost. Sometimes what happen, nowadays we try to keep the inventory at the lowest level. So sometimes what happen, we do not get the material in a right time from our supplier. So what will happen, our existing inventory will be replenished or will be finished within a period of time, and we will or the company will reach at a situation where there will be no production. So what will happen? The company is not or will not be able to produce any item to satisfy the customer demand. Now what will happen at the end or at the customer end? Customer will feel unsatisfied. So what will happen? The customer will move to another company, and that is the loss of loyalty, or the this also comes as a shortage cost. Because if the company was able to manage or control that shortage, the company would have satisfied the customer. But in this case, due to shortage, the company is losing the customer, company is losing the capital or the profit. So these are the basically purpose of the managing the inventory. Now these are the sum of the cost. Just like if I purchase, suppose I take the example of pen, make of certain components. It is a refill, it is a cap, it may have the spring, it may have the 2 or 3 parts. So the cost of the pen or cost of the each component, just like spring, refill, cap or main body, they all constitute the component of the item cost. Another cost is holding cost, the cost which incurred as keeping the inventory, and it is normally stated as the percentage of unit value. For example, we will say 15 to 20% of the unit cost. I will try to explain when we explain with the help of one example. Third cost is your ordering cost, which is the cost which incurred during the each order. Shortage cost, that is the loss of customer goodwill or the back order or the lost sale. Now these are the some of the other types of inventory: anticipation inventory, safety stock, lot size, pipeline or transportation inventory, speculative inventory, maintenance inventory that I have already explained to you. Because at company, we always keep some inventory as a anticipation inventory. Suppose prices are going to be high in coming days. So you purchase the inventory in anticipation that to gain something when the price goes up. Second thing, you have a chance of labor strike or some type of a other strike, and you feel or you are imagining a situation when your material will not be reached to you due to certain strike on the roadside. So in that particular speculation, you purchase that item in a bulk so that your company might not suffer due to that loss. Similarly, the pipeline, transportation or transit inventory is that inventory that when it is coming from the supplier, the supplier has already transported, but it has not reached. So but it must be counted, because after all, if the lead time is 3 or 4 days, it will reach. It will replenish your whole thing to the maximum inventory. So this is called your transportation, pipeline or transit inventory. Few other terms are, for example, reorder point, safety stock or service level. I will start with the service level. The service level is a percentage or the probability by which you are able to satisfy your customer, and you are sure that with this service level, whatever lead time we are making in our mind, we will get the material or equipment or component. Safety stock is a term which is used for inventory so that there should not be any safe shortage cost. Suppose there is a excess demand. So in that period, we will able to meet the customer demand. The reorder point is at that point where you visualize that you are going to drop the amount of that item, and within that period your item will be completely exhausted. So at that point you need to reorder, and that is called your reorder point. Now with this help of your central tendency curve or bell curve, you will just see that I have mentioned the reorder point, safety stock, service levels. Service level, if you just see the area inside the bell curve, is the service level, and that is the probability of no stock out, there is no shortage. But if you move away from the bell curve, there are chances of stock out, but the probability is less. But we have to manage the inventory in between your central tendency or the bell curve. Now, economic order quantity is basically a quantity which is determined to decide the optimum quantity of inventory which we want to hold. In this model, there are certain assumptions, just like demand is known, we do not require safety stock, lead time is known and it is a constant, but in reality it is not constant, no quantity discount are available, ordering cost are fixed, there is no shortage, and order quantity, whatever we order, it reaches in a single shipment. This is a formula which we have derived, that economic order quantity is under root of 2 times annual demand multiplied by ordering cost divided by annual holding cost. So we will use this particular formula. And how this formula came? When you take the ordering cost and the holding cost, at an economic order quantity point, the both costs are equal, and at that point if we equate the holding cost with the ordering cost, just like see, Q is the quantity, so Q by 2 average into holding cost. So it is your holding cost. Then D is the demand, Q is the quantity. So D by Q is the number of orders which we are placing. S is the ordering cost, so D by Q into S is the total ordering cost. If you just see the figure, on the one hand it is a holding cost and the red is your ordering cost. If the number of quantity in a one order is increasing, your ordering cost will reduce. At the same time, if you are increasing the number of items in one order, your holding cost will increase. But if you just see the curve of your total cost, at the optimum level you will get the economic order quantity. That is the point where you are getting the optimum quantity. Now we are coming to the very small example. A company has a demand of 10,000 units per year. Purchase cost or item cost is rupees 1. Ordering cost is rupees 26 per order. Carrying cost or holding cost is 12% of the inventory value. Now we have to find out economic order quantity, number of orders per year, and if the lead time is 4 weeks, assuming here it is a 50 working weeks per year, then we have to find out the reorder point. Now first we will see what are the input we have. The first input we have as an annual demand, that is 10,000. It is denoted by D. Ordering cost is denoted by C subscript O, that is rupees 26. Ordering cost, or in other words, interest on carrying cost, because what is happening, we are keeping certain amount as a holding cost, so we are paying the interest on that, or that is called the 12%. Cost of the item is rupees 1. So this is the calculation we calculate, and we found that economic order quantity is 2040. We will take the approximate value. Similarly, we can also calculate the number of orders dividing demand by the economic order quantity. You can keep the exact amount 2040. Again, it is coming in a not a absolute value, and if we approximate it, the number of orders per year is 5 orders. We will also calculate the reorder point. In the question, we have been given number of working hours, number of working weeks per year, that is 50. Number of orders as calculated is 5. So 10 weeks will be the reorder period. By 10 weeks we have to place the order. Similarly, the lead time is given 4 weeks. So reorder point, that after every 6 weeks we have to place the order, because the quantity of the material will be exhausted within 4 weeks. So by the end of 6th week we have to place the order. So reorder period is your 10 weeks, but reorder point will be your 6th week or the 4th week prior to the complete exhaust of the material. So this is your diagram or graph between the cost and quality. We have so in this session we have learnt about the inventory, types of inventory, purpose of inventory, various types of inventory cost, and what is economic order and quantity. And with the help of one simple example, we have tried to explain how you will calculate the economic order quantity. I trust that this session must be useful to you in understanding, and you will be able to solve more number of numericals on the economic order quantity. In the coming session, we will try to give you more solution solved examples on the economic order quantity. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dear colleagues, I welcome you to the talk on chemistry of milk sugar or lactose, which is a byproduct of milk.